Did y'all know that since 1999, America has experienced more than 4 times this opiate addiction? It affects everyone, not just the one that's addicted. It affects the community and the nation as a whole. My name is John Ted, and I feel I'm credible to talk to you on this subject, being that I've done extensive research and I have personal family experiences with drug addiction. Drug addiction is caused by prescription drug abuse, psychological problems, as well as peer pressure. It can be combated with the national government help supplying more programs for schooling as well as awareness. In introduction, page 1 by the Surgeon General, drug addiction causes more than $400 billion annually on crime, health, and loss of productivity, including America's biggest asset is people. On a national survey on drug use and health, on prevalence of substance use and disorders, page 1-7, 265 million people are reported to be drug addicts. Out of that, only 1% seek any kind of rehab or rehabilitation. And according to the Surgeon General's preface, page 4, addiction is an illness such as cancer, heart disease, or diabetes, and it needs to be treated as a major illness, chronic illness. It needs treatment and multiple therapies. It's a significant problem with drug abuse. According to the film Altered States, A History of Drug Addiction in America, 5% of the world's population is the United States. And in the United States consumes 50% of the world's drug supply, ranging from aspirin and other pharmaceutical drugs to heroin and other illegal drugs. A statement from the film Altered States, A History of Drug Addiction, out of $100, $97 is used to combat the failures of different policies used. And of that, $3 is used to help prevent drug use. We spend nothing on drug prevention. There are many harms that come with drug addiction, including the rising crimes. From the video Generation Sound found on Canopy, children are dying because of illegal substances, and while we turn our heads, they continue dying at increased rates. And also from the HBO documentary named Warning, This Drug May Kill You, reports have been 4 times opiate deaths since '99. Drug abuse has rushed them out of control so fast that no one has seen it. With drug abuse, it's just everywhere. Even if in the film Addicted to Pills is not a party anymore. You become a slave to it. You need help. You can't combat that on your own. Drug addiction affects many levels of social class. It has no preference. With prescription pills being so easy to obtain, they're easy to be misused. And the more they're misused, people build up a tolerance, needing a cheaper way to get the same high, so they turn to illegal drugs. They use them as an escape for reality, trying to live in the now and not in the future. They rather deal with themselves than anything else. According to The Power of Addiction, a lack of self-control, which gives one pleasure when participating in one's addictions. And the status quo stays the same. People will continue to look down morally on people, when in fact is an illness that needs to be treated and people need help. We need to do something. For one voice to legislate is a process in which we must be persistent. Would you give up on one that you love, on one of your own family member if they were addicted? There is not one solution to take control of all this. It's going to take the community for support, as well as being educated as best we can and supplying addicts with appropriate treatment. Congress needs to supply more funding for education, to keep children educated, more research for treatment, new rehab centers. It needs harsher laws to stop people from wanting to sell drugs and wanting to keep using them. According to Chapter 7, Vision for the Future, a public health approach, addiction in America, people need positive reinforcement and encouragement. You can't do this on your own. It's hard to do it with your friends and family supporting you. It's impossible to do it by yourself. If we're able to eradicate this drug addiction, we'll be able to eradicate racism and segregation, less crime, more people working together as well. We'll be able to see higher grades and attendance rates in school. There'll be a domino effect. Once people get involved, the community gets involved. Once the community gets involved, the city will get involved. And from the city to the state, and from the state to a national level, we will see great improvement. As in Chapter 7, Vision for the Future, a public health approach, we need everybody to work together. As a problem in America affects all Americans, caused by misuse of prescription drugs and lack of self-control. Drug abuse, psychological problems, as well as peer pressure. We can rid this multi-billion-dollar problem by working together, enforcing harsher laws, and create a better mankind. And with that, I suggest that you vote on current issues with your councilman to speak up on the war on drugs and to combat drug addiction. Thank you.